Welcome to my sophomore exhibition. My name is Jasmine Neal. I'm the oldest daughter of Nicole Lovett and Derek Neal. I have 5 younger siblings, Jordan, Julian, Jaden, Justin, and Genesis. My mother was put into foster care when she was 16 and didn't finish high school. My father finished high school but didn't move on to college because he went straight into the workforce to help his family. I was born in South Carolina but raised in Philadelphia. Throughout my life, I've had very many hardships and struggle. When I was 7, my father developed cataracts over his eyes because of his diabetes, and he had very many health problems, including a heart problem. My father and mother weren't together at the time, but they lived together. So my mom had to take on 3 jobs so that she could help pay the bills since my dad couldn't work at this time. I also had 2 little brothers and a little sister to watch after since my dad couldn't see. And my mom worked very hard to make a better life for us because where we lived wasn't exactly safe nor livable. My dad became really depressed and his health slowly deteriorated. My dad was on the edge of death and I didn't know. He did get better after some surgeries, but we eventually did move out and away from my dad. After a year of living away from my dad, my uncle committed suicide, and the day after, my cousin had a lung failure. So it was a hard time for me, especially because I was so close to both of them. We moved back from Philadelphia, and my mom met a man and they were married after a year of dating. I saw him as a second father, but he walked out on us 3 years ago. Currently, I help my mom raise my 5 younger siblings. From these events in my life, I've learned that my living situation and financial situation don't define who I am as a person. And I can overcome anything in my life if I just push myself hard enough and if I have my mother by my side. These experiences have also shaped who I am as a person today. That was the most significant for me was when I went on a mission trip to North Carolina in the summer of 2018. It was the most significant because I got to teach children about the love of God, and I got 3 children to accept God into their lives, which is a lot for our church because usually we only have an average of at least 2 kids per week, but I did 3 in one day. My plan for junior year is to go on the mission trip again and get twice as many kids to accept God into their lives. Also, for my community service and service learning in school, I want to introduce new service learning and community service projects to my advisory so we can do something new and so I can teach my advisory about different things that we can do in our community and in our own school. Going into junior year, I want to go on to the mission trip and I want to participate in as many school organized community service activities. An accomplishment I'm most proud of is when I got to be president of my advisory. I'm currently president of my advisory, and from this I've learned that with hard work you can do anything, and I also learned that leadership is a very good skill to have, especially if you're president of something. The most significant extracurricular activity that I have is when I went on a mission trip to North Carolina with my youth group. This is significant because I changed people's lives and they changed mine too. I was in charge of getting together a Bible story with my friend Katie. Together we practiced the Bible story during our free time, and the next day we had to get ready to tell the kids the story. We worked really hard all week, and we ended up having 10 kids accept Jesus into their lives throughout the week. It also changed our lives because we never knew we'd be so good at what we did. Thank you for watching my sophomore exhibition. And because of it, we got more involved with church. We even started serving on the kids' worship team. After high school, I want to continue my studies at Coastal to get my bachelor's degree in English. And I want to go to Moana University in Hawaii so I can participate in their ESL program until I get my certificate to teach in ESL, which is English as a Second Language. For junior year, I would like to have as many community service hours as possible by signing up for different community service activities and even creating my own. Also, I'd like to have at least 2 A's by the end of my sophomore year. I can achieve this by studying nightly, reviewing my quizzes and tests, and staying after school for tutoring.